and management. Okay. So in this, we saw the various processes. We listed them down. We talked about them in details. Okay. So in last class, we were discussing about storage. So we saw that what are the points we should take care of while storing, what are the precautions that should be there. And one more thing that I want to say is, whenever the storage, okay, the one more thing, whenever storage is done in large scale, it is done in silos and granaries. Okay. So basically, what are silos and what are granaries? I'll tell that to you. So silos are very big cylindrical structures. They are of the size of buildings. Okay. So these are cylindrical structures in which the grains or the seeds or the product that we have from farming, they are stored. And also granaries here, the jute bags and the metal bins which we were discussing yesterday, they all are stored. So all the grains are stored in granaries. So silos and granaries are the structures where storage is done on large scale. Okay. So with this, we have come to an end with the crop production part. Now what we'll be discussing is food from animals. Okay. Now can you tell me a few food items that you receive from animals?
Sir, can I say?
Yes.
A milk from cow, buffalo, goat, camel, etc.
And
Cod liver oil from fish, which is rich in vitamin D.
okay.
Then meat from chicken, goat, fish, etc. Eggs,
Yes.
eggs from chicken and all the birds.
Yes.
Honey,
Yes, we can say that too.
honey from honeybees.
Yeah. And anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. So you see that there are various things that we get from animals. Okay. So what we do is, when these animals are reared, at reared means taken care of, okay, at home or at farms, at home or farms, okay, and they are provided with proper food and shelter. They are provided with proper food and shelter. Okay, so when this activity is done on a large scale, that is when rearing of animals is done on a large scale, it is known as animal husbandry. Okay, and yeah, it is known as animal husbandry. So now you know what animal husbandry is. It is basically the rearing of animals on a large scale to obtain food from them. So anyone having any doubts on about this?
No, sir.
So with this, we have come to an end of this chapter. So any doubts or any confusions you are having from this chapter? Anywhere, if you have any doubt or confusion from this chapter, you can ask, or else we'll move to the exercise now. Okay, we'll take up a few questions. Okay, so now moving ahead, we'll see a few questions then. Okay, so the first question, can anyone give me two examples of kharif crop and two examples of rabi crop? Hello,
Um,
can
can I
anyone?
s- can I say?
Yes.
Kharif crop, maize, paddy, soybean, groundnut, cotton, etc. And rabi crops, wheat, gram, pea, mustard, and linseed.
Okay, so for kharif crop, we had paddy, maize, cotton, etc. And for rabi crops, we had
Gram,
wheat, gram, and
pea,
anyone?
pea, mustard,
Okay, pea is there, mustard is there.
linseed.
Yeah, this much is enough. So you should remember at least three examples for both of them. So these are the examples of rabi and kharif crops. Okay, that's correct. So now let's move ahead. Now, can someone tell me what sowing is? Sowing. What is sowing? Anyone? Okay, don't give a proper answer. Just explain that what exactly sowing is. Okay, so there is an answer by Vikas. It says sowing is the process of planting an area or object that has had seeds planted in it will be described as a sowed area. Okay, so anyone who wants to try? Ansha, Karmanya, do you also want to try and give an answer? So talking about sowing, yes, that's correct. So what happens after preparation of soil? After the preparation of soil, it is ready for sowing. Okay, so sowing is basically putting in the seeds. So while discussing sowing, we know that healthy, only healthy and good quality seeds should be selected. Also, we know that sowing is done either manually or using seed drill. And what more do we need? What more do we know about sowing a seed? Anyone? Know what precautions should we take while we are sowing seeds? Okay, so while sowing seeds, we had discussed that the seeds.
Sir, can I say?
Yes, sure.
Uh, Sir, in sowing, we had to. Sowing is an important part of crop production, and so we have to sow the seeds on a proper depth, which is they can space a large area. They can.
Okay, I understand your point. So also Vikas Kumar has said that the seeds should be sown at proper distance apart from each other. That's absolutely correct. And also the seeds should be sown at proper depth. Okay, so going with the answer that the seeds should be sown at proper distance and at proper depth. Okay, so this is all about sowing. So if you want to note this down, you can note this down. I'll wait for you guys. Okay, you can note this down. I'll wait for you. So basically sowing is the after preparation of soil, the soil is ready for sowing. Sowing, while sowing is putting in the seeds. Yes, Karmanya, seed drill is the best machine to sow the seeds. Okay, so only healthy and good quality seeds should be selected, and sowing is done either manually or using seed drill, and the seeds should be sown at a proper distance and at proper depth. Okay, so this is all about sowing. Now moving ahead, can anyone tell me something about weeding? What is weeding?
Sir, can I?
Yes,
Sir,
sure.
can
So, unwanted plants in the field which can spoil the main crop are called weeds, and removal of these unwanted plants and weeds are called weeding.
Yes. And anything else you know about this?
No, sir.
So, what is the tool which is used for weeding?
Uh, sir, some chemicals like
VD
VD,
sites?
like
Yeah.
VDCides, 2,4-D, etc.
Okay, so I'll tell you. You are right. So you should frame your Ansha. You want to try?
No, sir.
Okay. So what basically weeding? How you should frame the answer? The first thing you should tell is what exactly weed is. Okay. So the unwanted plants that grow along with main crop, along with main crop, are called weeds. Okay. Are called weeds. They compete with main crop for water and nutrients.
And sunlight.
Yes, water, nutrients, and sunlight. And sunlight. So we need to remove them. The process of removing weeds is called weeding. Weeding is done either manually by using tools or by using weedicides. Okay, by using some chemicals called weedicides. So if you write this much, it will be enough for you. Okay. That Ansha said that they may interfere in harvesting and can be poisonous for animals and humans. That is also absolutely correct. You can add that to this answer. Okay. So I'll wait for you guys. You can note this down that what exactly weeding is. So this is what exactly weeding is. Yeah, that's why I've written tool. So khurpi is a tool only. So I've written tools in place of a particular tool. Okay. Okay, Ansha. Let me know when you guys have noted down, then we'll move ahead. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, can anyone tell me about threshing?
Sir, can I?
Sir,
Just a moment.
Sir, can
Okay.
I?
Both of you try one by one. Let Ansha do first, and then Karmanya, you also try. Okay.
Yes, sir.
mm,
Yes, Ansha.
it is beaten on stone or wooden bar to separate grain from chaff. It is known as threshing.
Okay. And anything else you want to say,
No, sir.
Karmanya?
Yes, sir. Sir, in the harvested crop, the grain seeds need to be separated from the chaff. This process is called threshing. This is carried out with the help of a machine called combine, which is in fact a harvester as well as a thresher, and it is a very good it is a best machine for threshing, and we can do it very easily.
Okay. That's correct. And Vikas has also sent his answer, which says that threshing is the process of loosening the edible part of grain from the shaft to which it is attached. Okay, that's absolutely correct. So, writing it down for you. So, the process of separation of edible part from the shaft in harvested crops is known as threshing. The shaft is separated from the grain and removed. Okay, so combine is a machine which is used for this process. Okay, is it clear to you all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you can note this down. So should we move ahead now?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
now talking about manures and fertilizers, we have already discussed the differences between manures and fertilizers, right? I had given you a task where you
Yes,
had
sir.
to. So that is something I believe you can write, or anyone is having any confusions in it.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now tell me what is irrigation and describe sprinklers and drip system. Okay, so tell me what is irrigation and then describe sprinkler and drip system. Okay,
Sir, can I?
Sir, can I?
yes.
The
Let
supply
Karmanya do first and then Ansha you can try. Okay,
the supply
yeah,
of
Karmanya.
water to crops the supply of water to crops at regular interval is called irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil, and season to season. And
Yes.
there are several methods of drip, several methods of irrigation. One of them is sprinkler system and drip system. In the sprinkler system, this system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top are joined to the main pipeline at a regular interval. When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from a rotating nozzles. Drip system in drip system. In this system, the water falls drop by drop directly near the roots, so it is called drip system. It is the best technique for watering fruit, plants, gardens, and trees. Water is not wasted at all. It is a boon in regions where availability of water is poor. So that's all.
Okay, that's absolutely correct, Anusha.
Uh, okay. The supply of water to crops at different intervals is called irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop and soil to soil and season to season.
Okay,
Um,
and then
um, Sprinkler system. This system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top
okay,
are joined to the main pipeline to regular intervals. When the water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles. It gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. Sprinkler is a very useful for sandy soil.
okay, and the drip system.
In this system, the water falls drop by drop just at the position of the roots. So it is called drip system. It is the best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens, and trees. The system provides water to plants drop by drop. Water is not wasted at all. This much
Okay,
only.
and Vikas, do you have any doubts with this answer, Vikas? because the answer that I have received is perfectly correct. So you can go with this answer of yours. So I think we'll move ahead. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So now we all know that wheat is a rabi crop. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what will happen if wheat is grown during Kharif season? Okay.
So can I?
If wheat, just a moment. If wheat is sown in Kharif season, what will happen? Yes, please continue.
Yes, sir. So wheat grow in rabi crops, and if it if it will grow in kharif crops, then it will not grow because sir wheats wheat in wheat need very less water, sir, limited water, kharif and in kharif crops they need very they need so much water, then can they can grow properly. So sir, wheat will grow in kharif crop because uh, then if will not grow and ultimately it will die properly.
Okay, so I get your point. But see, anyone else who wants to try? Okay, so Ansha has said that wheat needs limited water. So you're absolutely correct. What exactly happens is that wheat requires limited amount of water. Okay, and when we talk about Kharif season is rainy season, right?
Yes, sir.
Season. Okay, so the seeds of wheat will get destroyed
By ultimate one.
due to excess water, and it will not grow. Okay, so if you want to note this down, you can note this down. This is what exactly will happen. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I hope you're clear with this.
Can you wait for a minute?
Okay, sure.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me when you are done and we'll continue. Okay.
Finish, sir.
Okay, so moving ahead now. Now can you tell me all the processes that we have discussed in the sequence? in which it will be happening.
So can I?
Yes, sure.
Sir, first process is preparation of soil.
Yes.
Sir, second process is agriculture implement, which we would use to. And sir, third process is sowing.
What was the second process?
Sir, second process is sir sowing.
Yeah, and then what were you saying?
Sorry, sir. Agriculture implement.
Okay, then.
Fourth process is adding manure and fertilizers to the crop.
Yeah.
So fifth process is irrigation.
Okay.
Sir, sixth process is harvesting.
That's correct.
And sir, last process is sending crops to factories.
Okay, it is basically storage, you can say.
So storage, yes, storage.
Yeah. So I hope it's clear to both of you also, Anusha and Vikas. It's clear to both of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any doubts that you guys have from this chapter?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Everything clear to you? Okay, because this was a large chapter. It took us a few classes, but we are through with all the subtopics. So anyone having any doubts in this chapter?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
So can we have an exam for this in the next class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for this we'll have an exam in the next class. Okay, so prepare well for the exam.
Yes, sir.
We'll be giving you the questions accordingly, and if you have any doubts you can ask, and we are done with this chapter for now. Okay, so which is the next chapter that you guys want to start with?
So
Microorganisms.
microorganisms, friend and foe.
Okay, so the next chapter we'll start with will be microorganisms, friend and foe.
Foe.
Okay, so for microorganisms, friend and foe, you know what microorganisms are? The next chapter we'll be starting will be microorganisms. We'll just talk about it in today's class, and then
Yes,
we'll continue with it in the next class. Okay, we'll just discuss a bit. Okay,
yes, sir. So there are
micro.
other living organisms around us which we normally cannot see. These are called microorganisms and microbes.
Okay, so see, you know what micro is?
So micro word is from so micro is the word means which means that we cannot see with our naked eye.
Okay, basically, micro is a mathematical term. You'll learn this in senior classes.
Yes.
Okay, you'll
Yes, sir.
so microorganisms are basically the very small or minute organisms which, yes, which we cannot see through our naked eyes. Those organisms are microorganisms. And what do you mean by friend and foe?
So microorganisms which are good for us, they these microorganisms are friendly microorganisms, and microorganisms which are harmful for us, they are called foe microorganisms, bad microorganisms.
Okay, so foe basically means enemy. Okay,
Enemies.
Any.
yeah. And friends, you all know what friend means. Okay, so you all know the
Yes, sir.
meaning of friends. So in this chapter we will be basically discussing that these microorganisms, they are our friends or enemies. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that they cause harm to us, or they we have benefits from them. Okay, so when we'll be talking about microorganisms, okay, they are classified into 5 major groups. Okay,
Hmm.
Uh,
Sir,
so
can I
four.
say?
So four groups. So four.
No five. No five.
Bacteria,
okay,
fungi,
first let Karmanya say the 4, and then whichever he's missing, Anusha will add that. Okay,
yes, sir.
okay, Karmanya, tell the 4 which you were saying.
Microorganisms are classified into four major groups. These groups are bacteria, fungi,
Okay,
protozoa, and algae.
bacteria, fungi,
Virus.
yes,
Viruses.
viruses he's missing, uh,
Why?
protozoa, algae, and
Virus.
viruses. Okay, so these are the 5 major groups that
Yes.
we'll be discussing that come under the microorganisms. Okay, so can you tell me one bacteria which is beneficial to us? We have talked a lot about bacterias in previous chapter. We have talked a bit about bacterias. You must be knowing about bacterias also. So can you tell?
सर इन पांचों में से बताना है.
नहीं, बैक्टीरिया जो था ना,
Yes, sir.
बैक्टीरिया, हमने एक बैक्टीरिया के बारे में पढ़ा था in the last class. So a benefit which is of benefit to human. So can you
Rhizobium.
tell? Yeah, rhizobium it is. And how was it beneficial?
Rhizobium. Sir, they
Or
will make.
they will help in nitrogen fixation.
Yeah, they help in nitrogen fixation. Okay, and they, as they are helping in nitrogen fixation, they are helping the plants to grow, and as they are helping the plants to grow, therefore they are helping human beings. So rhizobium can be considered as a friend, right?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell any foe, any enemy?
Sir, can I say?
Yes, sure.
Spiral bacteria and road shape bacteria.
What do they do?
They are dangerous
Why they are dangerous? Can you tell?
because they will cause diseases.
Okay, so there are many bacterias and many microorganisms are there which cause diseases. Okay, so we'll be discussing about all of these in details. Don't worry. So all these we'll be discussing in details in the next class. So now you know what we'll be covering in this chapter basically. Okay, you know what all we'll be studying in this chapter. It is basically what microorganisms are.
Sir, कि sir वो so fungi microorganisms.
Yes, you're not audible, Karmanya.
So microorganisms are the organisms which which are beneficial for us and harmful for us, and they can survive in any surroundings.
Yes, we have discussed it. So basically in this chapter we'll be discussing about microorganisms, okay, and how they are helpful to us, how they are harmful to us. We'll be seeing everything. So anyone having any doubts from the previous chapters, prepare the previous chapter nicely. Okay,
Okay, sir.
So
Sir, I have a doubt.
we'll have a test for that, and in this chapter we'll study about that where do these microorganisms live, how they are friendly to us, how they are harmful to us, what are the different uses for uh, these microorganisms. Okay, we'll study all of these.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a doubt in chapter microorganisms.
Okay, what is your doubt?
So microorganisms can live in any surrounding. So because the scientists say that they can live in Himalayas, such like cold places, and they can survive in volcanic eruption inside the volcano, and they can
Yeah,
survive in the space also.
yeah, they can survive in the space also. There is an organism known as a tardigrade.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can go and Google about this. This
Uh,
is this is an organism which is known an organism which can survive any condition. Okay, these tardigrades, they were sent to space and then they were able to survive there also. These are microorganisms only. They can stay in water, they can stay anywhere you say, and these tardigrades can survive. Okay, so you go and Google, we'll discuss about tardigrades if you want.
yes, sir.
So with this, I think today we'll end the class because we are done with the chapters, with the questions also. So study well for the exam. Okay,
Yes.
Okay,
and then
sir.
we'll start with the next chapter, the microorganisms, as soon as we are done with this the test with this chapter. So for today we'll end the class. Okay,
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
okay, good night everyone.
Good night,
Good night,
sir. Bye,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Bye, sir. Stay
Bye.
safe.